Hey everybody, I'm Howard, and this is Otter's Retirement Corner. So with all the changes to Social Security people are talking about, and we're starting to see with the Social Security Fairness Act, which hasn't yet been signed by President Biden, as far as I know at this point. Um, I'm reading a lot of articles of both, YouTube, Yahoo, various other places, and I'm still seeing two types of comments more than anything else. One is something we've already covered over and over and over again. If the government would just stop stealing our money from Social Security, if they would pay back what they borrowed from Social Security, everything would be fine. We know both those things aren't true. But the other one I'm seeing over and over and over again for solving the Social Security trust fund problem, which is that it will run out in 9 years, is, hey, if we just remove the tax cap, everything will be fine. It'll be funded forever. No worries. Everything's good. So I want to talk about that today. And the title of this is, what's fair? Because the comment I always see is if the wealthy or the rich would just pay their fair share, everything would be fine. So, what's the fair share? And that's the first question I have for you today. And would love to see in the comments is what is the fair share of taxes for Social Security that we should be charging the rich or the wealthy? As you all know, and I'm going to repeat it again, FICA taxes or Social Security taxes are 6.2% of someone's wages and 6.2% that the employer pays of those wages. If you're self-employed, you're paying a full 12.4% on your wages. Now, the important thing here to remember is the tax is applied to wages, not income. So if you're earning interest on investments or dividends on investments, or you have capital gains, you're not paying Social Security taxes on that money. And when we talk about the wealthy or the rich, they predominantly get their wealth and riches from their investments. So we're only talking wages here. Now, when we say remove the cap on Social Security wages, and here's what we're talking about: FICA taxes 6.2% or 12.4%, depending upon whether you're self-employed or employed. And again, on wages. So for 2025, the wage cap is $176,100, and that means you pay that 6.2% tax. We're going to assume you're employed and you're just paying 6.2%. The wage cap is $176,100 a year, meaning you pay that 6.2% on just that first $176,100. If you earn more than that, you don't pay any more taxes. A lot of people confuse this when they hear if you earn more than that, you don't pay Social Security taxes. You still pay on the first $176,100. So even if you had $1 billion in wages, you're still paying taxes on that $176,100. All right. So I've set up a few scenarios here, and let's understand that $176,100 of wages represents about the top 90%, or not the top, the first 90% of wage earners. So about 90% of people earning wages make $176,100 or less. So when we say let's raise the cap, we're talking about another 10% of people who are earning more than that. Okay? So if you're at $176,100, you're going to pay $10,918 in Social Security taxes for the year. Again, your employer will pay another, $10,918, but again, let's not focus on that. So, all right, the wage or raise the cap on wages cry is, hey, if only the wealthy would pay their fair share, meaning why do they get to stop paying taxes after that? Well, the reason they do is they don't get any extra benefit. So if you're making $10 million or $100 million versus $176,100, you're going to get the same Social Security benefit as that $176,100 wage earner. So they don't get any benefit. They pay the same tax. They get the same benefit. All right. But what people are clamoring for is they should pay higher taxes. All right. Now, what's fair? So if you're earning $500,000, if we remove the cap, you would be paying $31,000 a year in taxes. And you can see on down the line, if you're $1 million, you're paying $62,000. If you're earning $2 million, you're paying $124,000. If you're $5 million, you're paying $310,000. If for some reason you're earning $25 million in wages, and at this point, that is about 1/10 of 1% of all wage earners. It's very rare. And you say, oh, there's people earning hundreds of millions and billions. Yes, but they're mostly earning it on dividends, interest, capital gains growth on their investments, stock options, something like that. To get an actual wage that much, extremely, extremely, extremely rare. But if you were, you'd be paying, more than $1.5 million if we remove the cap on Social Security taxes. Now, understand that, and I'm going to talk about something called bend points, meaning the benefit you get over this amount is about 15% of the extra taxes you would pay in if they decide to do this and continue to pay benefits based upon what you're paying in. But what most people are requesting is that they get no more additional benefit. So again, all these people, regardless of what they pay in the taxes, would get the same benefit. So for you people who think that Social Security right now is a socialist program, and I think we have to admit it is to an extent, because the people who earn less get a higher percentage of what they pay in back in benefits. The wealthier people, or the people earning more, are earning a smaller percentage of that back. So they're supplementing the people who earn less. And that's a form of socialism, if you want to define it that way. I think it is. But if we go with this plan, where all these people pay all these dollar amounts, yet get the same benefit as this person, they're supplementing the program to a huge extent. All right, they're pretty much paying this for other people and not getting any benefit out of this. Can you imagine paying $62,000 or even $31,000 and not getting any more benefit than the person paying about $11,000? So when we say what's fair, again, this may happen, but I don't think under anybody's definition this is fair. And it doesn't have to be, and it may happen. Now, the truth of this is, and I've talked about this before, if we do this, if we remove the cap and don't give these people any additional benefit, the Social Security Administration projections is that this will solve about 73% of the funding problem we have over the next 75 years. So it doesn't solve the problem, it doesn't get rid of the problem, it doesn't take away the issue. It goes a long way towards solving it, but it doesn't solve it completely. Now here's the interesting thing. What the Social Security Administration also says is if you change this to 8% and this to 16%, it would solve 100% of the problem. But again, the burden is on the people earning just up to $176,100. These people wouldn't pay extra. So what's fair? It doesn't solve the problem totally, but even if we do it, is that fair? And my suggestion is no, it's not fair, but I'm not saying it won't be done or shouldn't be done. We could still do this. I don't think something like this would ever pass Congress, because what that would mean is we're charging wealthier people more money, and it's just supplementing the lower wage earners. And in general, I don't think Republicans would go for that. I think you would see a lot of Democrats, specifically progressives, go for this because it's an extremely progressive tax plan. But you tell me. Just understand this is what we're talking about, and that's my whole point here. So when people say just remove the cap, everything's fine, have the wealthy pay their fair share, this is what we're talking about. Do you think it's fair? What is fair? What should they be paying? Should they be getting a higher benefit for this? And is this the way we should solve the problem? So let me know what you think. Please subscribe. please, have that little bell ring so you get notifications of my videos. I'd appreciate that. And we'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.